You know, for a long time, I resisted getting a new robo vacuum cleaner. I had one a while ago, an Ecovacs, and it just was so finicky. It never really worked the way that I needed it to. It really just became more of a hassle than it was worth, and we ended up getting rid of it. That said, since I have ADHD, it's very difficult for me to get motivated to actually vacuum or clean or any kind of mundane task. So I finally went for a new robo vacuum cleaner. You see my other video, which I will link here. I also tried a $5 RoboVac from AliExpress just for fun to see if it was going to be worth it. Spoiler, it was not worth it. So that's why I decided that yes, it is time to upgrade and get one of the newer ones, if only to help get rid of the Megan hair, because I have a lot, and the pet hair. So I decided to go for the Dreamebot L10S Ultra. And actually this was right around when they had just launched the L20. After looking through the specs of what I needed, and honestly my budget, I decided that the L10S Ultra was probably gonna do good enough, especially since I was just getting back into the swing of things. I was also comparing it to the Roborock Q Revo. The amount of hyperfixation I spent looking through the reviews to see which one would work better, it was just hours. Comparison reviews said that, you know, they were pretty similar, but the L10S Ultra was better overall at obstacle avoidance and handled water consumption better. And I don't remember if the Roborock had this, but I really liked the idea of base station having buttons on it. I thought that that was a useful feature in like a worst case scenario. I've had this for about 2-3 months now and have not actually used those buttons, but it's a nice thing to have. Now, I bought it, you know, nobody's sponsoring this, so I'm gonna give you my full honest review on how well I think this works. So let's talk pros. First, it does really well, in my opinion, at obstacle avoidance. It can handle weird obstacles that are sort of open, like my dog's food dishes that are raised on like a iron kind of riser. And it's also really good at sensing changes in flooring. I have mostly LVP flooring and consequently have a lot of area rugs around our house. So it's been very good at detecting when it needs to raise the mop pads versus when it's on tile or hardwood or anything like that. I've also been really impressed with its ability to handle multi-floors, or I guess multi-mapping. I was a little intimidated at first on how to figure that out, but it turned out to be pretty simple overall. If you're curious, all you have to do is just first tell it you're going to start a new map, then let it come off the dock, pick it up, take it down to the place or up wherever you're going, let it map, do its thing. All you have to really remember is, if you put this on, shut off the self-cleaning feature, because otherwise it'll just go and mop for a little bit and then expect that it can go home when it can't. I always have to keep a little reminder in my head. I've also been kind of thinking about just putting a Post-it on the top of the vacuum so that I always remember, which is why I need robot vacuum cleaners. Now, let me talk about what I feel like are some of the drawbacks of the L10S Ultra. One, auto empty is hit and miss. It actually did not work for me for like the first 6 weeks. I don't know what it was. I think I had everything set up correctly. It has worked a couple of times, so I would say it's probably 50-50 on actually doing the auto empty. This is sort of a common sense duh, but just so you know, it has trouble cleaning areas between rugs. So if there is like a little gap between area rugs or something like that, crumbs are gonna end up falling in there and the robot cannot kind of get down and get that. Another pro, it actually handled rugs really well. I have these microfiber rugs under my aquariums just in case if they explode or something, it's not gonna ruin the floors. And it was able to get up on those like a champ and clean them. That said, it was not great at high pile rugs. We have a little area rug right in front of our sliding glass door that our cat likes to sit on and I guess watch the day go by. And consequently, it has a lot of cat hair on it, but it doesn't seem to be able to kind of get into that thick weave and pick it up. So FYI. But overall, it's been a really useful thing to have. I really like that. Again, it takes that mental load off of me and makes sure that we actually have clean carpets, except for that one. So let me give you a couple of tips. for how to manage this. One, get your parts on AliExpress. They're so much cheaper. To be fair.
Oh, to be fair.
To be fair. To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
To be fair.
Well, to be fair.
I've only done one order so far, and I got a bulk order of like new brushes, waste bags, and mop pads. And I'll leave the link to the set I got in the description below. But if you just price compare on Amazon, it's apples and oranges, and so just order it from China. Two, use Reddit as your user guide. There's a really active subreddit for the Dreamebot line, and those people are way more helpful than the actual company is. So I will leave a link to that subreddit in the description as well. But overall, I can't complain. It has been a really useful tool in our house, and I'm glad we got it. So hopefully that was helpful to you. If you have any questions about it, leave a comment, let me know.